Welcome to Tech Talk with Craig Peterson, show number 691. We are talking all about gifts today, of course. It's the season for gifts. I love this time of year. We've got a lot of different guests coming up again today. And today we're going to do some of my favorite gifts as well, so listen in for those. We're joined by a number of different guests. Let's see, today we're going to have an entrepreneur here. I was going to say young, but yeah, she is young here, Angela Lee. She has a clutch that's also a wrap and a purse. Very cool here, Sholdit.com. We're going to talk with Michael Kitchen about his Flipside wallet. I love that thing too. Jim Henson, you know the Muppets? They're going to be with us today talking about pajaminals and what that has to do with your kids, not just TV. We're going to be talking about cash back coupons from BeFrugal.com. We're going to be joined by Time to Play Mag. We'll talk about some of the best gifts out there. Specifically, we'll talk about the Furby, the Nerf Hailfire. Yes, indeed. Very, very cool full auto Nerf machine gun for those office battles here. So that should be kind of fun. We're going to be talking with Green Street Commons. They have a money curriculum to teach kids about money, how it all works, the economy, so that they don't just go spending money when they don't have enough revenue. Maybe we should send that one off to Congress. What do you guys think? Yeah, maybe. EM-Wave is going to join us today. I love Catherine. Very nice little product. I've used it before. Mosey, again, used it before, is going to join us talking about online backup. Republic Wireless, if you are looking for a new wireless company, this is kind of cool because they have Android-based smartphones that use Wi-Fi networks. So if you're at home, if you're at work, at your coffee shop, the Android phone will use the wireless network to make your phone calls. And then if you're on the road, it uses Sprint's network. Well, the beautiful thing here is it's only $19 a month for unlimited phone calls, unlimited texts, unlimited internet browsing, even when you are not on a Wi-Fi network. So that'll be kind of cool. RepublicWireless.com. We're going to talk with Doki Speak, Organic Beauty. This is kind of cool, too, because, again, here's a mother who came up with a business idea because of her daughter who calls herself an eco-princess. So we'll talk about that, what her daughter's doing, what she's doing now. Protermix is going to be talking with us today about probiotics, the exact opposite of antibiotics, and how that can help your health. And Toomey is going to be joining us, talking about their travel accessories, and we're also going to talk about my GeoMate and geocaching, something that my kids love to do. So those are our guests for today's show. I think you'll have a whole lot of fun, just as I do every week as we talk about all of these different things. Now, if you are listening to me on the radio, you might not know, but I also broadcast on YouTube. At least this initial segment is on YouTube. You can see me and my Hope and Change beard that I have, and see what you think about it. And if you want to comment on it, you can always leave some comments on YouTube. You can also, of course, send a couple of comments my way on Twitter or Facebook. You can follow me by going to craigradio.com. Now, here's the deal. If you're a business person and you, as a business person, need to understand technology, what the government's doing to change regulations, to require all kinds of different stuff from you, if you need to find out what apps are good for businesses to save you money, what can help you with your marketing, with your sales, etc., go to my LinkedIn site. So go to craigradio.com, click on that little L for LinkedIn. Now, if you're not on LinkedIn, this is the social network for adults, for business. And I'll be glad to link in to you. I have over 600 people, I think it is right now, that I'm linked in to. Most of them are the guests from my show. So if you link into me, then you can find out more about our guests and contact them directly if you have questions for them. So that's what the LinkedIn is. My Facebook feed, if you like my Facebook page, and again, right there on craigradio.com, click on that little Facebook, that F logo up near the top. If you're on the Facebook feed, you're going to get about 3 or 4, sometimes 5 articles a day that are really important technology articles. Now, the beautiful thing is you can ignore them. Some of them, we get hundreds of click-throughs, and we're going to be talking about those articles today. that were, over the last week, the most popular articles that I posted on Facebook. And as I said, sometimes hundreds. We had one article that had over 600 clicks on it this week. So we'll be talking about those today. Now, on Twitter is interactive as well. And by the way, I always respond to things. If you post them there on Facebook, it lets me know, and I respond to them. I help people. I've helped them with getting your iPad set up and various other things. Glad to help out. And of course, what I do for a living is help big businesses, the small, medium guys as well, to really get their IT straightened out. I'm what's called a managed service provider. I've been doing it now since 91, I guess it is. So 91 to 2001 to 2011. So 22 years almost. I've been managing IT for companies that vary in size, from Verizon and Vivendi, who owns major motion picture studios, as well as a whole bunch of other stuff. I've been doing it for them all the way on down through smaller guys like Bellavance Beverage. If you have seen their trucks, Bellavance, driving around, they have all kinds of beverages and Budweiser and all kinds of other stuff. So we help out companies that need help with IT, and in some cases we manage it entirely. We take care of the desktop, we take care of all their servers, their networks, and everything else. And we have yet to meet a company that we can't help in a big way. Now, some companies think that they're all set, but that's a whole other story for another day. Anyhow, so if you're a business person, you can also be on the Facebook list or the Twitter list, because everything that goes to LinkedIn also goes to Facebook and goes to Twitter. But the LinkedIn is very business related. And then YouTube, right now anyways, is my monologues. It's this first part of the show, and you can kind of watch it there. And, nothing spectacular other than you get to see my desktop. You get to see what it looks like when I'm putting the show together. And you also can see the articles that I'm quoting from and reading and talking about. All of that. The link is at craigradio.com. craigradio.com. There's links right there on the top of that page. All right, so let's move on to some of the articles in the news this week. You're listening to Tech Talk with Craig Peterson, and we are talking about what is happening out there, what's happening out there in the world, and particularly in the world of technology. Now, probably the most popular article I posted this week was The Nighttime Earth from Space, like you've never seen it before. Now, that's really kind of cool, because what this is here is a composite picture. They're able to get some really good detail on the on this whole view of Earth from NASA. I think you're going to like it. So I'm kind of poking around here. You can see it on my screen. You can see it on the YouTube site here if you go there and you want to have a look. But there are some absolutely gorgeous pictures that are up on this site. And you can see where the population centers are. You can see Canada and how in Canada there's kind of nothing there, at least as far as light density goes. You can see, of course, the East Coast is very, very populated. Here's the picture right now, again on YouTube, on this is the Nile River Delta, and you can see again, see, it's all right there in the Nile. So I like it. 97% of Egypt's population lives right next to the Nile. It's kind of like Canada. And here's a beautiful picture right now. This is of the Earth, and sure enough, Canada is almost vacant. There's Russia right up here, of course. Siberia, nothing there. Africa, there's almost nothing. The whole continent looks dead, except for a few little spots. Brazil here, pretty dead. United States, the whole eastern half, huge. Canada, there's like nothing. Everybody's within a couple hundred miles of the border. You see some lights here in Hawaii, some lights way up Aleutian Islands. Then we get back over into Asia. Oh, Australia. Oh, there's more in Central Australia than I thought there would be. That's kind of cool. So you'll like that. I think most people did, because we got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of click-throughs. So that's a whole lot of fun. And again, you can find this particular link here on wired.com. These are from NASA, these pictures, I think. And you can find them by just going to my Twitter feed. Go to craigradio.com. Click on the T for Twitter, and then find the Nighttime Earth from Space article that I posted. This next one here is the New York Times tech god. His name's Nick Bilton. What does he say? Well, he says the iPad mini is the only gadget I need in life. More and more people are saying that. In fact, Business Insider has another article from Pogue. The iPad mini is the tablet you should buy this Christmas. I really love these things. They're very, very cool. So if you spent time with the iPad mini, you loved it. People have more and more. If they spent time on it, loved it more and more. It's the device he needed if he was on a desert island. You're listening to Tech Talk with Craig Peterson, going through the top news stories of the week this week. These are stories that I posted on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and that you guys clicked on. So these are all stories that you found interesting, hundreds of clicks in many of these cases. In an annual ritual, this is according to Ars Technica, AT&T is declared the worst wireless service. Verizon leads the big four, but Consumer Reports find small carriers to be the best. Each year, Consumer Reports surveys some 60,000 cell phone subscribers to find out which service providers are the best and the worst. AT&T's on a hot streak, finishing dead last in consumer satisfaction. They just haven't done very well at all. But to have a quick look at this, Consumer Cellular is number one best. That's kind of cool here. In value, text, data, they don't have 4G. But they like the phone support, all the support, in fact, very nice. U.S. Cellular did very well, too. That's a little surprising. And then, and if you're familiar, by the way, with the way they do it on Consumer Reports, where they have the red circles with the dots in them to indicate just perfection almost in the service, etc. Consumer Cellular and U.S. Cellular did excellent. Then Credo Mobile did pretty good, actually, here. Support was very good. Text was average, voice and value were average. Verizon is next. Value is below average. Now, that's not a surprise. Verizon's more expensive. But voice was very good here. So you might have a look at this again. You can find it by going to craigradio.com, click through to Twitter or Facebook from there, and have a look at the AT&T ritual here. Prepaid service, by the way, number one. TracFone, Straight Talk, then T-Mobile, then Verizon Wireless, then Net10, then Virgin Mobile, Metro PCS, and AT&T Go Phone. This is another article. It was very popular. This kind of surprised me because I didn't think we had that many people in the audience that were small business people, but I think there's probably a lot of people in the audience that would love to start a business and be small business people. So this particular article was about startups and VCs, venture capitalists. And really, VCs typically step in after angels and after friends and family here. I don't know how much you know about the whole investment community and how much it works. But what he's saying here, this is Chris Dixon from his blog, is that good entrepreneurs spend most of their time focusing on the market, the one between their company and their consumers. And this is the problem I've always had. You develop a good product, so what do? Do you spend your time chasing the money, chasing the VCs, the angels, the investors, or do you spend your time and your money chasing after customers? Because frankly, I found that it's about the same. You can spend about as much time that you would spend going after VCs, spend it on your product, spend it on your customers, and you're going to have a growing company by the end of all of that. Just like you would have if you went after VCs, but the VCs can take 12 months, can take 48 months, can take 3 years or more sometimes. So back to Dixon here, he says, this means looking at the world through the lens of products and not financing. This lens is particularly important when you're initially developing your idea or when you're thinking about product expansions because, again, the VCs will come after you if you have a viable product here. So very, very good. He calls it the product lens, and it suggests that you should ask questions like, have the products in area X caught up to the best practices of the industry? Are they reaching their potential? Are they exciting? Are there big cultural, technological, economic changes happening that allow dramatically better products to be created? This product lens guides you to the same conclusion as the finance lens, and sometimes it doesn't. So it's kind of interesting. A lot of comments, too, on that. So again, you'll find it by looking for the product lens in my Facebook or Twitter feeds at craigradio.com. This one's really interesting. Oh, I wish I had more time. Big news in the tech world.